like that. Okay, so we have a guest, Ducks for Dummies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and whoever else might be out there. Dan Summers along with Jeff Morgan. And we're just talking Ducks, and we have a guest today. Who's our guest, Dan?
Well, this is Frank. And Frank is just a lovable little guy.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't know where the camera is located.
No, he has no idea. So Frank,
okay, good.
we're over here.
There we go. What a cute dog.
He might go decide to play. We don't know.
if he jumps, we'll
might
know.
just
Looks
hang
like
out
he's
here.
Probably take a nap. Okay, so we're talking Ducks, Dan, and it's a good thing you have Frank here because he might be able to add some additional help.
Okay, Frank, you got to help me out.
Okay, so we haven't done a show for a little while, so we've had a few games. And I can't even remember when the last one was, and I think it might have been before the Ohio State game where the Ducks, they won by how many points?
1.
Yes.
And it was within 6 seconds, and he slid in 6 seconds, and I'm thinking, oh no, they're going to be able to kick a field goal, and the whole crowd went dead silent. Everybody's thinking the same thing, and all of a sudden I looked up at the time, and I'm going, no way! And the whole crowd, I mean the whole stadium just blew up.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I actually I did not stay in the stadium for the last 2 minutes of the game.
Man,
right?
that's too bad.
Yeah.
That
Actually, no, it was
the
great.
most
I was
exciting.
I was in my car. I was gone, and I heard Jerry Allen give the call. And so, that was an amazing game.
Insane.
So Ducks took control of the Big Ten at that point. Although, who's the other team that's actually undefeated in the Big Ten right now? Do you know?
Yes, I just looked at that, but I don't remember. I just looked at that. There is one other. Well, it's not Michigan because they just got beat.
Well, Michigan's not the same Michigan they were. I think they're 3-4 in the Big Ten right now. Starts with an I.
Illinois? No. I'm close.
You are close.
Help. Just,
next
Frank,
letter,
what do you think?
What
do you think?
Okay, Indiana.
Indiana. I was going to say Indiana.
Indiana's undefeated. Both the Ducks and Indiana.
You knew that one.
You
knew that one, Frank.
They are at the top. So what team does Indiana have to play that they're going to struggle with on the road, remaining for the last 3 games of the season? Do we have any idea?
Ohio State?
Yes.
Woohoo! I got one!
Dan is on a roll.
Yes!
I like it.
It's because of Frank.
Yeah, it's all about Frank. I think Frank just relaxes you.
He
relaxes you in front of the camera. It's your comfort dog, isn't it?
My comfort dog. Yeah, he is my.
Let's see here. What else can we talk about? So the Ducks are going to be playing Maryland this Saturday, and so Maryland is.
Are they even ranked?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so because I looked at the thing and it's like, but man, with college you just never know when someone's going to bring their A game and maybe the Ducks have an off game. I mean,
well, I believe their quarterback is David Edwards Jr., and he's thrown for about 2,300 yards. And so their running game, I don't think they've rushed for 1,000 yards. So that leads me to believe that they're fairly one-dimensional. They're going to be throwing the football.
Okay.
And so I think the Ducks defense. This is the reason why they're 1-4 in the Big Ten right now. And I don't know what their overall ranking is. I looked, but I don't remember. I can only store so much information.
I couldn't. And there's not a lot that stores up here for
I'm
me
not thinking about Duck football all the time. I think about it a lot.
Just most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. When I have free time, then I have Duck football on the mind. So Maryland 1-4 and bottom of the barrel. So Purdue is down there.
Pretty.
Ducks are favored by 24 points.
Yeah,
and I think that's fairly favorable. So let me ask you another question, Dan. There's 2 games that the Ducks have not scored in this 10-point realm. How many do you think that is? The 10-point realm would be in the 30s. There's 2 other games that they did not score in the 30s this season. Do you know what games those are?
Nope.
Well, the first one would be Idaho. They scored 24, and everybody was really concerned.
Yep.
And the second game, they scored 49 against...
49. Yep, nope.
The Beavers.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay, good. We agree. We can agree on that.
We can agree on those.
We don't need to agree or disagree. We're in complete agreement.
We're in complete agreement.
Okay, so on the Ohio State game, where did you sit?
I was, well, you know better than me, but...
Well, no, I don't. I wasn't there.
It was on the Ohio side, down more closer to their to the end zone on the west.
That'd be the west side.
end.
So row 59 seats
Yeah.
16, 17, or 18, I believe.
It was good seats.
Yeah, those were good seats.
I mean,
Bird's eye view.
I could watch everything. I could see everything.
So you had fun sitting by Jerry Harris, who
had a
does our
great time.
podcast. And
Oh
does the
yeah, that
tailgater
was
show.
fun.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. He's a good guy.
He was a blast. He actually made the game a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, he's got a ton of energy. He's a
We
blast.
were on our feet. I mean, the whole game.
I think everybody
We
was.
were standing 90% of the game. There was a couple times that we sat down because it's like, oh, bummer. And so we had to sit down. But for the most part, man, that was one exciting, crazy game.
So last weekend we went to the Big House and played Michigan.
Yeah.
I was pretty nervous about that game, actually.
I was too.
They
They
came
can
out and they
bring it.
played hard.
Yeah, they can bring
So
it.
we had an injury, and we thought we were going to have two, but we had a key injury in that game. Do you have any idea who
No,
that
I
might
missed
be?
the game.
Yeah.
I was going to watch the game, but I missed the game.
Well, Tez Johnson went down in the first quarter.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
yikes.
he I don't know what he did to his collarbone, but it's I don't know, or dislocated his shoulder or something. But they say that he's not down for the rest of the
He'll
season.
be back?
So he'll be back.
Okay.
But probably not until a playoff game. So that gives him
Oh.
2 months to rest.
Okay.
So
So, as we're doing Ducks for Dummies, I have a question. Okay, let's say we win, okay?
we went out, or
We went out.
on Saturday. Okay.
We went on Saturday and then we went out.
Okay.
What bowl game do we play?
That's a great question. First of all, we have to go to the Big Ten championship game.
Okay, and that's probably going to be,
Well,
Ohio
it
versus
depends.
Oregon?
It can be two teams right now. It could be either Indiana or we have another rematch with Ohio State. The game is going to be played in Indiana, in Indianapolis, in the Dome.
Okay.
So that's closer to Ohio. We'll see if the Duck fans can travel
Wow.
well
Yeah.
to that game. But I'm assuming that Indiana's going to go into Ohio State, into the Horseshoe, and they're going to lose.
Okay.
That'll be their only loss.
Yeah.
So Indiana will have one loss. Ohio State will have one loss. The Ducks will not have a loss,
Yeah. So then.
as far as we know, if they win out.
Right.
Okay. And then who is the other team? Penn State just lost to Ohio State. That was a really good game on Saturday
Right.
as well.
That was a
and
good game.
So they were at Penn State, and
Yeah.
that place was really loud. They had a whiteout. And I
Oh,
think
wow.
there's about 110,000 people that fit into that stadium. It is gigantic.
That's huge.
It is. And the Buckeyes pulled it off.
Wow.
So
There's only
they
like
were lucky.
60 that fit in.
Yeah, 60,
Oregon.
and that was a
60,000.
sellout. But it's
Yeah.
it's loud. That's
Oh,
the loudest stadium.
So loud.
That's what is it? Day, the quarterback for Ohio State. It's just like that's the loudest stadium I think I've ever been to.
Well, yeah, and we left and my ears were ringing.
My ears were ringing for 24 hours after that game. I mean,
Everybody's in the vehicle. There were 6 of them. Well,
Couldn't
actually,
hear a
yeah,
thing.
there were 6 of them.
Huh?
That was loud.
yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah, it was.
So if the Ducks can beat Ohio State, which is going to be, it's tough to beat a team twice, especially that
Yeah, it is.
caliber. And
Yeah.
they're very, very evenly matched.
Uh-huh.
And just due to the fact that we don't have Tez Johnson, who's the speedster running down the sidelines, catching
Yeah.
long passes. I mean, stretching that Ohio State defense is going to be extremely difficult. Even
Yeah,
though
it is.
Holden and Stewart are pretty sneaking good, they're pretty quick and they're bigger.
Uh-huh.
We'll see what happens with that one. But
What happens if we lose to Ohio State?
I think we might still be in the top 4, actually,
Okay.
of the playoffs. So does everybody? I don't know if everybody understands the playoffs. It's a 12
I do
team
not
playoff.
understand that. So.
First 4 teams get a bye.
Oh.
And so you will have teams 5 through 12 playing each other. So if you're the top seed, if the Ducks win out, they'll be the top seed. They're number 1 right now. Then I don't think they're going to lose that until they do.
Yeah. Right.
But they will play the winner of the 8 and 9 teams that are
Okay.
matched up. So those
Okay.
will be bowl games, and they're actually going to start on December 20th.
So it's actually going to be a tiered.
This is going to be just like the NFL playoffs.
That's
in
what I was
essence.
thinking. Like NFL. Wow.
That's exactly what it is. And
That's
so I
pretty
think
cool.
the championship game is like late January.
This is the first year they've done that?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. I
Mm-hmm.
was going to say, this is the first year that they've done that besides just saying, here's a bowl.
You know, interestingly enough, I think a lot of the conferences are going to be going away from their championship games because it doesn't really make any sense. Because
Yeah.
realistically, you're looking at now it used to be like an East and West or a North and South
Right.
division. Now it's just the top 2 teams, and so realistically, that shouldn't really. It shouldn't matter, and it shouldn't come to that because now you're
Yeah.
going to a playoff, and they'll be able to play each other, and they'll be able to do that. So it's just one more game that's going to maybe allow an injury or something else to happen for the top 2 teams that are already in the playoffs.
Right.
So I think that's going to get eliminated down the road, and hopefully it'll be next year.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Yeah, things are changing so much.
they change really fast.
Yeah, in this whole thing. I mean, we've got the Pac-2, and now we've got we're in the Ducks are in the Big Ten, and it's just lots of changes, man.
Yeah, lots of changes. Frank, are we boring you?
What do you think, Frank?
Woof.
You need a snack or something, don't you?
Yeah, you need a
give me
snack
something.
or a finger. Yeah,
It needs a finger. Chew on my finger. So this is the last season game. This is this upcoming Saturday, right?
no.
Okay,
So the Ducks play
And
Maryland, and then they have to go to Wisconsin. They have to go to Camp Randall. And then they have Washington at home on Thanksgiving weekend on that Saturday, the 30th.
Still got to play Washington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Washington just
And
beat
that's
USC.
Washington's at home?
Yes.
Is in the
Yeah,
in
so
Eugene.
home against Maryland, on the road next weekend against Wisconsin, and then
okay.
we have a bye week, and then we play Washington.
And that's on
And that's-
Thanksgiving weekend?
That's on Thanksgiving weekend,
Okay.
November 30th.
Okay. Wow.
And then it's over.
And then it's over.
So
And
the Ducks
then
are
the
9-0.
playoffs start.
Then, then you have the Big Ten championship game the following Saturday, and then the playoffs start 2 weeks later.
Wow.
But if the Ducks can get a bye, then they won't play until January 1st. And if they are number one coming in, I think they get to pick which site they want to go to, which would be the Rose Bowl.
Okay.
And that would be on January 1st. So that
Wow.
would be the first playoff game against a 8 or 9
Whoever,
seed, which
yeah.
could be Tennessee or Ole Miss.
Uh-huh.
So those are two formidable foes.
Yeah. And the
That are
crazy,
good.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is
It doesn't get any easier
no.
at all.
It just keeps getting harder and harder. Yeah. So is it a single elimination then?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're done. You're
It's
done.
win or go home.
Wow.
Just like March Madness. Except
Yeah.
it's January Madness
Yep.
now.
That's
So it's going to be good.
really good. Yeah.
It's going to be fun. I enjoy it.
And then let's say that they win, then where do they go?
Great question.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
How long is the season? I mean, we're into
Well, those will be the
February, or
those will
into-
be the quarterfinals, and so
Okay.
then the next week will be the semifinals, and the next week there will be the championship game. There's no break
Wow.
like 2
It
weeks
just
like
boom,
the
boom,
Super Bowl
boom, boom,
gets.
boom. Yeah.
They have the playoffs of 4 games or whatever that is. Maybe it's 3 or 4, depending, because you have a wild card and then maybe you have a quarterfinal. So it's basically in essence the same thing.
Wow.
But then they have a 2-week break before they play the Super Bowl because I think they have to mix in the Pro Bowl in Hawaii
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah.
So
Wow. This is gonna be
it's going to be fun. It's
fun,
going to be really exciting in
whirlwind.
January.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
January is
It's
gonna be
great.
crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Frank, you got a question? Got a question? No questions?
What's your favorite dog food?
Ducks for Dummies is brought to you by Advantage Heating and Air Conditioning, bringing safety, comfort, and peace of mind to the Willamette Valley for over 30 years.